Hi, everybody. Welcome to Trans Voices of Love and Kindness. Oh, my stars. I'm Regina, and you are you. And oh gosh, I'm sitting here and I'm talking away. I finally get on a roll. Maybe it was a good thing. I got on a roll and was just going, and then I realized, oh my God, I haven't even turned this on. There's this it just, oh, so funny, so funny. But anyway, okay, so we're on Trans Voices of Love and Kindness, which is brought to you by Raised Rose Coffee, which is, I'm the sole proprietor, chief roaster, head barista, hostess with the mostess, and I don't do most of that. I just roast coffee anymore. But I've done it all. We do single origin estate coffees, specialty coffees. This is our racket. And price of coffee's going up. It's interesting world out there. Shipping has just been a nightmare for the coffee business lately. I make one of the finer coffees in Washington State. But I'm really small, really, really small. And it is what it is. So anyway, if you like what you see here, subscribe, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, ring the bell, stay notified, because every once in a while I pop on here like this and oh gosh, you never know. We're going to get back to doing our Sunday show, or maybe it'll be on a different day of the week. I got another thing going on at 10 o'clock in the morning now. And so I don't know what it's all going to look like, when it's all going to look like, and just exactly what it is. But, the thing is adapt. We came over here from Wednesday noons thinking it might be more fertile grounds, and I don't think that it was. We got the same loyal followers over here as we had before. I love my listeners and whatnot, and what more can I ask for? When I realized I was talking about depression, because I've been getting depressed. It's freaking holidays. 55 years ago, my mother died during the holidays, right at Christmas time. And I've never really cared for Christmas or any of the holidays since. And I've never been big on doing holidays with my family, more my extended family, and the people in the towns that I live in, and the people that would hang out at the bars when I would hang out at the bars where there wasn't, when they were away from their family. And so that's just the way it's always been for me. But as I've gotten older, I find it more depressing and whatnot, because I don't go to bars anymore. I don't drink. I don't, I just do my thing. And yeah, if I'm getting out and about, I'm fine. I am fine. But if I stay home for a couple of days, I'll tell you what, I need people in my life. And I'm so glad I've got different things around the community to do I got a board of directors meeting tomorrow night, and I've got to go deliver coffee, and sometimes I just go out and talk to people, and I've got friends around town, and we're always doing something. I hike often with other people, and I hike every day alone too, and I like my alone time, but sometimes um we I don't know, back in the day before I transitioned, I spent almost all my time by myself. Um, I wasn't around people that much at all. And when I'd worked in the back country, I was constant. I would be by myself for days and days, sometimes a week at a time, and never even talking to anybody else. I only talked to my boss like once every couple of weeks. I would like pass through the office, but a lot of times I would just go to the office and transfer the stuff out of my personal truck into my work truck and be gone. I wouldn't even go inside. I wouldn't talk to anybody unless they were out in the parking, in the yard where the trucks were locked up out. And my agency didn't even have its own office local, and so I wouldn't see anybody, and I loved it. But then as time went on, I started getting pretty squirrely, and had to like start, but it was all part of the deal. And do I regret it now? No, not really. It's just, it takes what it takes to get to know yourself. And I've come to realize that I'm really kind of dependent upon others, not to make me happy. I find my joy, my happiness in reminiscing or being around others, but I don't need them. I'm just as happy when I'm by myself, to a point. I mean, I say that while I'm talking about God, I get nuttier than a fruitcake if I just keep doing this. But yeah, I hope you understand that I'm not sad. I'm just depressed. I don't want to do anything. I I don't know. I don't think that's making a lot of sense. Let me think on this a little bit. Let me think on this. You know, not to change the subject or anything, but um, I transitioned late in life. I did, and I always wondered why I didn't remember my childhood. And I've really been struggling with that this year, trying to remember what went down when I was 3, 4, 5 years old. And what I've come up with is I remember conversations that were kind of weird to be having with a little kid. And I didn't understand, and they were really kind of gender oriented. And in the 50s when I was growing up, is there wasn't terminology for transgender or for, you just say, well, I want to, I think I'm a girl. And they'd say no. And if you continued with it, they'd start beating at India. And so, accepting the fact that, that you need to figure out how to survive, you start burying shit. You start doing things that are totally contrary because you have to. And I did a workshop for kids, sex education, and the LGBTQ week, and so there was a small panel, 3 of us, I think, and we were like 3 distinct generations, and the youngest generation and my generation, there was a huge difference about growing up, huge difference, and acceptance levels and whatnot. So I mean, I think a lot of the of you folks that are close to my age kind of know what I'm talking about. Some of you were braver and in a different situation than I was. I mean, I came from rural roots, and when I was a teenager, we were still like 10 years behind the big town that was just 20, 30 miles away. You know, they just had the times. And then when I became part of that, I was such an outcast and you know, trying to figure out how to survive. And, you know, because I wasn't much of a fighter, I was, you know, wasn't very good at sports. I could play them. I liked playing them, but I wasn't good at them. And, you know, I got through mostly because I could talk. Yeah. And so, you know, that's kind of like the way it was when I grew up. There wasn't an opportunity to run away and go be a girl someplace because there was no place to go. You know, nobody, you know, just so unheard of. And you know, at least where I was at, you know, back in the hills of Washington State. But that's me. And it's just kind of the way it was. And that's a little story about my growing up. You know, it just was so unheard of. And then I don't know how to, because of those really early years, even into my, you know, I don't really remember much until I was like 14, 15, maybe a little bit at 13. I remember, but all that other stuff before that, I don't have much idea what happened. And I just remember bits and pieces of conversations about gender, and you know, it was I remember, you know, my brother and I getting thrown into boxing ring and with gloves on and whatnot, and him proceed to beat the shit out of me because I was a skinny kid and 3 years younger than him, weighed 100 pounds less. You know, he was, and my dad made us do that. It was brutal. I didn't have a chance. And I just tell you, you know, toughen up. I don't want to toughen up. So I've yammered on long enough here, probably. I'm just kind of experimenting. I'm going to try to upload this now, and I don't want it to be really a long thing, and see if I can figure out how to get it uploaded. You know, tomorrow is Martin Luther King's birthday, so take a few moments to reflect upon the good he's done for this country, and you know, we'll see you all again soon. You know, you're a wonderful audience. Love you all, and hopefully we be back to making live broadcasts again one of these days with me and the crew, Lara and Casey and Christy, my faithful gang. And we will see you all later. Love you. Bye.